Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? We are live. Hello everyone in chat. Hello everyone watching this live. Tonight's live stream is a show where I'm going to be just working on my own game. So if you don't know what this is, I'm making my own 3D platformer game. So heavily inspired by the likes of like Banjo-Kazooie, one of my all-time favorite games. And that's what we're working on tonight. It's a bit of time for me just to work on my own projects, to get some practice in, doing some stuff. And you can, by all means, join me along the way. You may learn some things along the way too, as I'm trying different things out and trying to get our project off the ground here. So hello everyone in chat. So a little reminder before we get started. I offers for one-to-ones and private tuition and sessions are available for April. There are a couple of slots left in March as well at the very end of it. But April is still quite open, fairly open. So if you want a private one-to-one session, email me at support@ryanlady.com for prices, availability, and so forth, and full details. But yeah, so yeah, here we get going. Yeah, you're welcome, Carlos. Hello, welcome. Let me just get rid of this and let's go into here. Okie dokie. So, right, we're working on my 3D platform. I'm going to set up a good area for testing abilities, because that's what I want to work on, is ability testing. So, let's just clear this landscape stuff we were doing. I want to flatten, and we're going to increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, let's just flatten it out. And we're going to create a space here for our platforming. So this is a 3D platform like Banjo-Kazooie. So it's a bit open, but a lot of like directed gameplay as well. So last time we worked on the camera system and got that now down to what Banjo-Kazooie does, which I was quite happy with. But as I say, I want to work on, what's this thing over here? What's this? Oh, we'll give it that. So over here, let's get started on this. So, select mode. Okay, cool. Well, let's build some geometry out for us to test our, as I say, our jumping, platforming, ability system, those sort of things. So let's build a little gauntlet up for us to run. So I'm going to increase the size of this by to 1,000. This to, I don't know, 600, and we'll leave it at that 200. Okay, and we'll just build out a bit of level here. Simple level design here. So I do have chat open, so if you do have any questions you want to ask, by all means, feel free to ask. Just realised I haven't got Snap on. That would help out a lot. Turn that on. Hi Skywalker. Hi Chris. Hi Z G. I can never pronounce your name wrong. Right, sorry. Right, let's do the platforming bits now. So I want to test jumping. So purpose of tonight, I want to try and nail down some ability stuff and get them looking good and feeling good. So that's what I'm looking to aim to have accomplished tonight. So I'm just going to tweak this a little bit here. So I'm going to change this change that to 200. And we'll do some spacing here. Let's change that to 50. And 10. Okay, let's push that out like so. I think I've got those spaced out pretty well, so let's test these out. So that's a single jump, and I want to do a double jump. I should measure this out actually. Change it to 100. Not that. That's 200 away. That's 200. Oh crap! Didn't hold down the button. That's 200. No, that's 100. 200. And that's 400 away. So we've got like a single jump, a hop, a double jump, or no, single jump. And I'll do a double jump, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want to do a burst jump. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use to jump quite large gaps. Let's put some walls around this thing as well. Actually, no, do we have to have walls? I don't think we do. Just chuck some materials down so we can actually see the thing. Okay, so this is just the jumping based abilities, and I will test this both with controller and keyboard. So we've got hops, jump, double jump, all too far. So that's too far away for double jump. So hop is fine, happy with that. Single jump, fine. Double jump, we need to expand that a little bit. Okay, so let's push that out here. And then the burst jump's gonna be a lot further away. Let's just get the distance right, and then we can measure it properly later. And make some notes. And this stuff's important for when I go around to eventually building the levels up. So I want to make platforming challenges actually a challenge. Or too far away now. Okay. Okay, I'll test it with controller as well. Get off. Let the cable. Thanks, X-Draco. So testing some controller. And okay, so we got a hop, jump, double jump. Not bad. And then we got I forget what the key is for that. It is, so you turn to a star and then my gamepad went a bit busted there. think the stick got stuck. Okay, so do that. Okay, so need to move that a bit closer. So it has to be a bit closer. Maybe like that. But I still don't want to be able to double jump across it. It should be a gap that I can only get across if I use that particular ability where you turn into a star. So we got 1, 2, double jump. Oh crap, I've got 2. And then you need to get some extra height on it, which is an issue. It's used across gaps, but maybe I want to make it clear to the player that they can make that gap. So, oh, they can make that gap. Just got to be good with it and time their height of the jump. Okay, that's all right. That's good. So we've got some measurements to make there. Let's be scientific about it. So if we go to top down, actually let's put some text in here. Text renderers. And do that there. Actually we'll leave it like that, it'll be fine. And this will be hop. And we'll measure that distance in a second. And just going to change the size of that. And let's measure the size. So to measure the size of stuff, if you didn't know, you go into top down view like this. And we find our item, which is here. And then with the mouse button, you can measure the distance. So that's 200 units away. Like that, you can measure. Like that. If I turn that snap off, that'd be better. So yeah, about 200 units away. Go in here, hop. 200. And then we're going to have another one. And this one's going to be jump. It's about 450. And it's be double jump. And again, top. About 800. Good. And then we've got the what we'll call a burst jump. Could just be doing a star burst. So we'll do a burst jump. And that will be a distance of 1400. Quite impressive. So now when now I know those numbers, when I'm designing levels, I can just measure out the gap and I know it'll work for the player, which is quite cool. I'm using an Xbox One controller for my stuff. Okay, so we've got the burst jumps going on there. Next, we're going to work on height. So we've got this going on here. Let's work on height. So I'm going to just copy this out. I should really have snap-on. Okay. And we're going to decrease the size of that to 500. We'll leave it at 600 there. But let's just bring that in. So working on height, we're going to build this up and then change the height of this to 350. Okay, so we've got a 350 jump. And we'll change that to 250 in the width there. So we've got okay. Then we're going to change this one to so it's 350. So that's a 150 gap from floor to top of that one. Let's try a 300. Oh no, 300 on top of that, so that'd be 650. So there's two types of jumps. We've got the normal jump, we've got double jump height, and we've also got a crouch jump. So yeah, we need to work on that. So crouch jump will be a lot higher. So let's say it's another. So that's 150. That's 300. Let's add 600 to that. So that'd be 1250. Okay, so we got 150, 300, 600. So let's play test that and see how that looks over here. Okay, so we've got simple gap, single jump, double jump. Okay, so this hop here is too low. We can clearly clear that. We can clear this. So I think 300 for the standard one and 600 for the double jump. So let's tweak that. See, these things are important to work out before you start building your levels. Otherwise, you're going to spend all this time rewriting your levels again and again and again. So that's 150 above. So let's increase that by another 150. So that's 500. Just realised this is dipping. Now that kind of breaks my maths now, doesn't it? Because it's coming from the bottom. Okay, hang on. Right, so that's 200. That's not going beneath, is it? No. So that's 200. That's 500. So that's 300 higher. So let's change that because that messed up my maths then. Okay, so 200. So let's change that to 300. Sorry, 350. But make that on the floor like that, not clipping through. Let's do just function end. Okay, so that's 150 high now. And then we'll do this one. And that's 150 high, so let's do this as 350 high, so that's 650, which that is already. And we'll just do function end. And then this one will pull up and function end there. Okay, so again, we'll do this test again with the actual heights. So that's 150 gap, 300 gap, 600 gap. Which play? Let's on controller. So I should be able to clear this one with a single jump. This one with a double jump. This one I shouldn't be able to reach with a double jump. But if I crouch, and then no, what one's crouch? Did I turn that off? Oh, I have to hold it down. I'm holding down the button. So this is a charge jump. There you go. Right, so we need to work on that. Okay, so 600 is too high for that. So we got a 150, 300. Let's try a 450. So 450 onto that makes it 1100. Yeah. And put that down to the floor. Okay, let's test it out with a charge jump. So although it's not animated, the left trigger I've got is crouching. Like we're doing a platformer, you can crouch. And then if you hold down A, you can charge a jump and let go. And it'll launch you in the air. So test this out. Well, first of all, let's test I can't double jump it, which I can't. Then hold down the trigger, hold down jump, and let go jump. Hey, there we go. We can do a launch. Cool. Yeah, cool. All right, done. Pardon me. Really thirsty. What version do I prefer? Don't really have a preference, really. Latest one's fine. 2.6 is fine. Okay, so right, so we've got those set up here. I'm just putting some text values into here so I know what I'm doing here. So that is jump 150. Pull up another one. This one is double jump, which is 300, which makes sense because that's a double jump. And then we've got charge jump. And repeat what I said before in a previous episode of this, is my whole philosophy behind the abilities and the movement of the game is they should be intertwined. So every ability you have to get around the map could be used as well to do like combat and other things like that. So the idea of the charge jump is that you can go up and you can smash things above you, as well as one where you can slam to the ground as well. So we've got stuff set up for that. So if I jump, and then if the idea is that when I jump in the air, I push left trigger, I should be able to slam to the ground, like you do in Mario and other things like that. It's not 300, is it? That was 450, wasn't it? Charge jump, so that will like do damage like that. So it's both a movement thing and an attack thing, and that's the idea for all of these things. So including like the burst, that's an attack as well as a movement thing. And the benefit of doing it like that, well, my philosophy behind it is that it adds choice to the player, so they can confront problems with multiple tools rather than giving them different weapons, different guns, and things like that. I'm giving them different abilities, and these abilities are multifaceted and useful. So they can be used for platforming purposes only, or can be used for combat. So you can evade things if you want. And my theory behind it was that it would make really good use for like speed running, because you have different movement abilities too. It makes it more interesting to do speed runs and different hacks and things like that, which I'm kind of inviting people to try and mess about with, using these systems. So that's quite a lot of fun. Okay, so there are jumping things. So as I said, I'm gonna do a smash to the ground. So when I push crouch in midair, I can go flying into the ground. So let's do that. So let's look at Aurora's gameplay stuff in here, and I want to mix, clean this up as well a little bit as if I can. So we've got jumping, crouching, camera controls, game and inputs. Okay, aiming, landed. Okay, so I'm gonna make. I've got my ability graph over here. These are my abilities. I've got star form going on over here. Got an attack, which doesn't really do anything at the moment. Apart from that burst. The star burst event here does. What's this doing? Star burst. What was this? I push. What triggered that? I can't remember what triggered that now. Event graph. I think I was gonna jump. Stop. Maybe I haven't used it. Hang on, let's just search for it. Starburst. So that's the event. Yeah, comment. Oh right. Oh right. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's just make that bigger so it encompasses all of it. Okay, so Starburst is the burst when you're going forward, not anything special. Okay, so as I said, I want to work on the ground pound thing. So we've got star form. So I've made an extra graph for my abilities. So we'll do another one in here for ground pound. So custom event, ground pound, which is again another movement based thing and an attack based thing, which is, so it's multifaceted. So ground pound should be 30 quite simple because you're just launching the character to the ground. So launch character downwards. So we're going to change the z-axis here to minus 800. No, do minus 1000. And I'm going to override the z-axis, so it cancels out whatever incline I'm doing or decline I'm doing, and just does that one instead. And that's going to be triggered by going into event graph and putting the crouch key. So where's the crouch key? Now if I go in here, input action crouch. Okay, crouch. Okay, so I only want to do this crouch thing if I'm on the floor. So we're going to get is falling and put that into a branch. And if that is false, we want to crouch. If it's true, we want to do our ground pound. and that'll launch us to the ground. And we put special effects on it, so it looks like she's turned into a star and then flying into the ground. The whole premise of the game is that you are like a girl who has this star thing that she's found called Polaris, named after the North Star, and you have to return the world back to a normal state, blah, 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 blah. But she is gaining star abilities and can do star power type stuff and turn into a star herself. So there you go. Push. 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 So, crouch, launch, launch, down. Okay, so that's quite cool. We can do that. So next I need to be able to determine when I'm doing that, I'm going to have to deal damage to whatever I'm landing on. So I need some sort of flag in here to determine that thing. So when I'm launching the character like this, I want to say we'll do variable for is pounding, I guess. Weird way of saying it. We'll do is ground pound then. It won't sound right, but there you go. Is ground pound, and set that to true, so that when I do an on landed event, let's go to my main graph here, on landed, which I already have, which is good. Oh, I've got dust particles, cool. So when I do this, we are going to be doing a check to see this, get branch, and checking if we are dealing damage, and if we are, we're going to do the ground pound effect when we land. So we're going to do a few things on here. So number one, we'll do a radial pulse. So we'll set up a radial force on here, and we'll do a ground pound. Just call it radial force. That'll be fine. Radial force. And this radial force we're going to drag out, and we're going to tell it to fire impulse. So it'll any physics-based objects near it, it'll just blast them, and as well as we'll deal damage to anything that we're landing on as well. Apply damage, and for that we'll worry about that later. Let's just get the fire impulse working. So the impulse we're going to work with the we have to go to over here and change their strength. So these are going to be high numbers. I remember it being high numbers. I just don't remember what. So let's just chuck it up a lot. Let's go to 50,000 in strength there. Force strength we'll do 10,000. Why not? Radius, I'll increase that a little bit actually to 500. And at the moment it's affecting pawns, physics bodies, vehicles, and destructibles. So let's put some physics-based objects nearby. Let's go on here. And let's chuck in a basic cube. And tell it to be simulate physics. And we'll just place a couple of these about. Okay, and just simulate. Cool. And K. Right. Stop simulation. Oh, yeah. And we have to make these movable. Yep, cool. Alright, fine. Play. Dismiss that. Oh, not that, sorry. Wait, what is this? Get player character on level camera. Oh, because I'm simulating, not actually playing. Ignore that. Change this viewport. There we go. Okay, so this should do physics-based stuff when I do ground pound. Like that. Cool. And that's not too bad, actually. Give it a bit more force if you want, maybe. Yeah, let's try a bit more force. Just realised you guys probably can't hear the music I'm playing. Let's add the music in so you can hear what I'm listening to. There we go. Right, so yeah, let's make the impulse bit bigger. So strength, I'll make that 50,000 as well. So 5 times stronger, hopefully. So like Banjo-Kazooie, you've got to run around and collecting loads of things, and yeah, that's quite cool. There we go. And that'd be mixed with a particle effect and all sorts. Okay. Also, I want to like just cartoonize it a little bit. So hold them in the air a little bit and then slam them down. So I'm gonna go to here and go to the ability graph. Look at the ground pound, and I'm just going to tell it to disable movement for a brief moment. So do that, and then delay the slamming down bit. Only by a fraction, so like 0.5 seconds. And then it will launch you into a thing and then enable movement onto it. So we'll do set movement mode to walking. Right, so we should get like a little hover in midair. Let's do it by the physics things, why not? And that'll be tied with an animation. Give it a bit more force on the drop. So let's do that by 2,000. I think it's not working because I'm setting the launch when its movement set to nothing. So let's put that at the end here. So re-enable movement mode and then launch character. Yes, better. Cool. Okay. Let's work on maybe a ground pound effect on the ground, like a little crack. So for this, I'm going to get a texture of cracked ground. Okay. I can find one. That was not too bad. Ooh. Raid. Deal. Not type to save my life. There we go. I know you can't see the other screen, but that's fine. You're not missing much. Okay, let's just try this. So, we go in here, and we're looking at a visual effects folder, which we ain't got yet. So let's make a new one. VFX, and in there we're gonna have this crack texture. Good evening, Ash. So I've got this texture here of a crack radial. I'm going to just rename that actually briefly. Just put _T at the end of it, and we're going to create that as a material. And this thing will have a simple material. Now I could do this as a decal, or I could do it as a particle effect. I'm going to do it as a particle effect. So I'm going to go and create a new Niagara system. create an empty one, and this will be for the we'll do PS for particle system underscore ground pound, and for this we'll need a new emitter, and we'll just do new one, empty, finish, and this will be the PE for particle emitter crack. Okay, on the crack, a sprite renderer, we're going to choose our crack radial. We're going to spawn just a 1, so do a burst. Oh, I forgot where you put burst. Where's burst? Spawn burst, there you go. 1. There it is. I need to set up the alpha channel to it. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, and change this from there to translucent, and change the alpha there to opacity. Do 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 do. Okay, there's opacity. I also want it to fade out, so I need to be able to control its opacity. So I need a particle color input, and we're going to multiply the alpha of this to the alpha of the image and plug that in. I'm also going to change its blend mode. Why can't I change that? Oh, decal. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't have to be this. Sorry, my bad. I'm getting confused. Right, that'll do. Not fussed about the color of it for now. If it wants to save. Okay. Okay, back to the crack. Okie dokie, so there's a crack there. So we need to lock this to an axis. So I'm going to go to sprite renderer, and in here you should be able to lock it to an axis. So, God, I can't remember which way. How to do it now, Niagara. Not facing mode in camera. You want to face vector. No. 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 Face camera position. Facing custom vector. Okay, but what value do we need? Particles.sprite facing vector attribute. So that'd be down here. It's particles sprite facing. There we go. Not particles. Down here. Particles. Yeah, it's here. Why isn't? Okay, I want it that way. I don't want it the other way. Just check here. Sprite. No. I want to change it here. If not, give it a new particle attribute, I guess. If it doesn't already have one. Okay, we'll make a new one. Sprite facing. No. What do I want to do here? I should be able just to type it in. Bindings, sprite facing binding to sprite facing. But I don't want it. I want to just set a default for it. Must be a way to set a default for it. Hang on. Yes, Google it. UE4 Niagara particle attribute default. What? Set variables? No. Yeah, how do you set the variables now in this version? They're the bindings. How the hell do you change the thing? Oh, right, okay. Hang on, you do it apparently on the system. And you add vector. So I want it located in the Z by 1. And then I go to the renderer here and change it to custom facing vector. And the custom facing vector is that new vector there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's very small. Let's make it bigger. So that's that. Let's make that bigger. So on the initialized particle, you can change the size of it to uniform. Not doing anything now. Right size mode. Alright, just do size here. Scale. No. Size. Oh, this bloody thing. Maybe it's in this bit. Alignment, face mode, pivot face, sort mode, WV, rendering. No. Sprite size, uniform, non-uniform. Why wasn't it changing here? Why are you not working? Hang on, let's have a look. Mass is apparently called. What? Okay. Let's go back to here. Mass. Right, set. 5. Not even, is it? It's made it small there. Oh, it's big there. What is going on here? Okay. Unset that. So this actually works in this view. Check to 1000. Yeah. So what's going on there? Okay. Apply. Save. And in the system view, that should match that, hopefully. Particle spawn. Set to 1000. There we go. Cool. Okay, now to lock its rotation. So sprite rotation mode. Degree, right angle. You should not move. Maybe I have to do it in here again. Right angle. I'll retest it in here until I go back into here. The visualization breaks it, does it? Fair enough. Okay. Really wish these things would make more sense. Oh yeah, that's quite large. Do 500, which makes sense. That's the radius of the explosion when it happens. Okay. But we need to lock it down. And this doesn't seem to do its job. Okay. I thought it'd be in here. Well, it's not. Just set initial mesh orientation, just leave it like that. Maybe that'll do it. Nope, it's still rotating around based on your camera view. It's not what we want. Anyway, let's get them so she spawns it when she crashes down. So when we do that, we do on landed. And we'll spawn emitter at location. And we want to, oh no. Spawn Niagara. System at location. Choose the ground pound. Get location of actor. Auto destroy, auto activate, pre-call. Compile, save. Okay. Play. Yeah, see, I want to stop it from doing that. But it'll stay. Also, if they do not land and turn off ground pound, we're just spawning loads of them now. Okay. So we want to take where their feet are. So we want to go into the meshes feet, which the mesh is at its location there. So I'll just use the meshes location. Get world location. Plug that into there. Compile. And let's set that is ground pound to false here. Okay, let's test this out. So smash. Smash on the ground, which is what you want, but you don't want it to turn. So need to find out what button I missed out. Could you not use a decal so that it parks them? I totally could. The thing I want to do, I want to make it so it can fade out and do other things with it as well, where decals can't do that. So yeah. Use local settings. Yeah, maybe. Let's try turn on local. Local space. Save. Play. No. More about its positioning local space stuff. It doesn't really affect the rotation of it. Stop looking at camera. I don't know. I thought this would do it, but I guess not. Alright, sprite rotation here. Now something's binding it to it, but I don't know what. Imagine the particle texture having an arrow pointing up. These modes define how the particle aligns that texture. Yeah, that's fine. That's not that. You set the new vector. Vector of what, X-Draco? What, for custom? Yeah. I did it in the emitter thing here. I could probably do it in here actually instead. Is it on here? Parameter? Yeah. So set, let's try it on here actually. Set, right facing, we'll set that to 1, 0. Apply, get rid of that one, that's in here. Mesh sprite rotation. Leave it at 0 maybe? No, see, it does that. I just don't know what stops it from doing it. One of those things that I know I can do it in the old Cascade version, so it must exist doing here. Like, can I, is there lock? No. Axis? No. Rotation? Mesh? No. 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 Like, it's to do with its rendering. Like, you tell it not to render like a billboard. But I just don't know what. Yeah, we've done that already with the sprite facing. The facing bit works. It's just the rotation of it. You got to stop it from billboarding the rotation. That's the problem. Managed to lock its rotate vector down, but not its orientation. Don't know. Oh, this is so irritating. I just need to stop it from doing that. Maybe emitter settings, maybe somewhere in here. Although I think it'd be a lot more of a rendering thing. Right, the only thing I can think of is making it a mesh, but it's a waste to have a mesh just for a flat thing. Sprite rotation rate, maybe I can turn that to be 0. Nope. That just spins it, it doesn't actually do anything. Okay, what about this? Align, make sure your sprite window alignment and facing option set to custom. Alignment, custom, and say facing options are set to custom. Yeah, I've got them both set to custom. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's how you do that properly. Ah, there we go. Done. So it's that node. Align sprite to mesh rotation. Right, so We don't actually need to change that variable then, because then you can do stuff like that. Cool. Oh wait, no, it's still turning. Hang on. Oh yeah, I've got to set it back to default. No. No, it was working. Maybe set the local space. Hang on. Local space. Compile. Save. Oh, you shit. No. Ah, it worked in a thing now. Right, that's working there. I don't need these now. I shouldn't need these. I can just delete that. Because this does the same thing. I'm aligning it relative in the Y in the 1. Let's change it in the Z to 1. No, okay. X to 1. I don't think it's going to do anything. Nah, still spinning. Oh, sorry, what's this? Spark alignment, Spark select custom vector. Yeah, so that's all doing this, but it's still not doing it. It does it here, but not in the actual renderer. And if I go to the system, that's got it set there. Ah, wait. Ah, it's not done it here. Save, compile. There we go. God's sake, it didn't do it in the system view. Okay. Cool, right, there's our things. Right, we can finally get on with the actual rest of it. So the rest of it is making it fade out. So we're going to go to particle update. Choose color. And in the color, we're going to just do alpha. We can just scale the alpha, I guess, can't we? I wonder if this will just work on its own. So this will be a curve. And going from 1 to 0. So it should fade out like that. Yep. Go to the thing there, and on emitter properties, not emitter properties, sorry, the system. Click on the system, and we're going to tell it loop behavior to just do it once, so it gets destroyed afterwards. So you do that, and it should fade away. Yay! There we go. We're all learning. Like that. There'll be some animation there, obviously. Oh. Okay. So that's that bit working. And do a ground pound on things. Break them. Is this from some ground smash attack? It is, yes. Now I don't want to do that in midair. So I only want to do this if the floor I'm on is floor. And not an object. So I guess static, check if it's static object that I'm landing on. Right, on landed here. Fire impulse, spawn system, Then we're going to but only do this if ground pound is true, and find floor. Get location of the capsule component. Oh, not that one. Get location. Split that, and we'll do. We'll get the result of that, and only do it if the actor here. We'll tie this up in a second. We only do it if the actor is I guess a static mesh, a static they call it object type. So get object, no, what's it called? Get collision. No, what's it? Collision. No. I guess we don't want to do it that. We want to check if it's a static thing. Object type. Ain't gonna come up, is it? Crap. Okay, component. Then we want to hit. That's what we want to do. Object type. Yeah. Get collision object type, and if that is equal to, I mean, I only want to do it when it's a wild static thing. So do that and. Put that in. Right, I'm going to tie this up and just chuck all this into a function. Function. What do we call it? Cast ground pound, I guess we'll call it. So now it shouldn't do it if it's on an object that isn't a wild static object, like these physics things. Oh, you shit. Just check their collision settings. No. Did I do not equal to by accident? It's equal to a wild static object. Oh, whoops. Got to plug that in. Okay, now it shouldn't spawn the crack on this. Yay, there we go. But I don't want it to trigger more ground pound stuff, so I need to take the trigger, this thing, copy that, and graph, and just chuck that in there and make sure that's set to false. It doesn't matter if it's true or false after the fact. There you go. Do 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 do. Cool. But I still wanted to do the physics event. Okay. Go to cast ground pound. I want to do the fire impulse no matter what. Don't want to spawn the crack. There we go. Let's make this a bit tidier, easier to read. Okay. Right, that's that done. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to wrap up soon in a moment, so I think we'll just do. What should we do? Should we work more on this particle effect stuff? I think that's worth doing. So, need to make another emitter. And new one. Empty, and we call it debris. Okay, for this I'm going to make a texture, so I need Photoshop. Yeah, it'd be useful, X-Draco. Very useful. Now this is going to be very small things. We don't need it to be massive at all. So 64 by 64 will do. And let's zoom in a bit. Something like that will do. Save as. What do I want to do? I actually don't need the bottom layer. Just save it as PNG. Okay. Right here. Import this in. Thanks, thanks, man. And let's just go to. Cool. Right, make that a material. And this will be translucent. Alpha will be the opacity. Need a particle color. And multiply this by the color. And we're going to multiply the alpha by the alpha. Apply it and save. So very simple one again. Doesn't need a lot. Gonna render. There we are. Okay, there it is. Cool. Okay, so this thing, debris. And this one's a bit different. So it's again a burst. And we'll do a random amount in here. Do random range. Minimum of 8, maximum of 15. Spawn will change their location to a cylindrical one. And the height of this will be a lot smaller, so the height of this will do as like 5. So you get kind of flat like that. Then we want to take their particle update and do velocity. Add velocity, and we'll fix and fix. And the velocity issues on here, we're going to do a curve. Vector from curve. No, we don't want to do that, do we? if I change that actually to random vector, okay, and change the scale of this to a curve. We'll change it so it doesn't go down as well. Random vector, change that to uniform. No. Uniform range? Random range? Yeah, that's what we want. So 0 and 1. Yeah, okay. And we'll do 10, 10, minus 10, minus 10. I didn't want them to go away from the center. So, cheers, Ash. Give it some well in Z as well. So this will be 20 and 1 we'll do 50. Lifespan of these particles though is going to be very small, so change that to 0.5. Maybe less than that, 0.2. Mm, 0.5. 0.3. 0.3. Cylinder radius is going to be 500. And I want it to be there's a way to make it stick to the edge. Particles position. Okay. Apply that for now. Particle update. Color. And this will be curve. And we're curving the alpha from full to disappear. And the color will change to or brown. Okay. Okay. It'll do for now. Okay, we made a start. That's not too bad. Still need to fix the overhang of the graphic. I think it has to be just make it a decal instead. Well, there's one ability in there. We've got the jumps, types of jumps. We got the ground pound, and we got the charge jump. Charge up a jump, and away it goes. Yeah, okay, cool. Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much everyone for joining us tonight. I'm going to go get some sleep, go to bed, and I'll see you all on Wednesday for question time. So join us on Wednesday question time. We can bring along any questions you have about games event, UE4, anything you like. Feel free to come along. And don't forget, new videos out pretty much every day on this channel. So thank you very much to everyone who's supporting me, subscribing, and have a good night. Bye everyone.